Hello Ninja parents and Skillz Ninjas. Now that you've purchased your rebreakable board, I wanted to spend a couple minutes going through some basic tips with you to make sure that this was a successful and happy experience. All too often, people will just tear the bag open, lock the board together, and try to break it. And it ends up being a frustrating and a negative process. And that's not what we want. We want you to be able to develop your confidence and your ability to break boards with good strength and good focus. So, what I recommend is, number one, basically taking the board and just barely putting it together so that you see the big line through. Then just setting it down, say on anything on the surface so it's flat like this, and let your ninja stomp down on it with their heel. Do that about 20-25 times so that they really start to understand the placement of where their foot has to be and what they need to do in order to be able to break it. Then, after that, then you can start holding it up, and again, still with a big line, so it's just barely put together. Let them kick and break. Now, this is where, parents, you guys come in. You are 50% of whether the board breaks or not. And so that's a pretty big responsibility. We want to make sure you know exactly what to do. So, number one is direction of the board. If your ninja is throwing a front kick, you want the line to run up and down the board so that the bottom of their foot is hitting directly in the middle. Now, if they're throwing a side kick, you want to turn the board sideways. So again, the majority of their foot is running right on the line. Naturally, as we know, on the line is where the board is going to break. If we kick over here or we kick down here, the board's not going to break. We have to kick on the line. So if you're holding it this way and your ninja's foot is going this way, it's going to be really tough to break the board. So front kick up and down, side kick sideways. Now, a lot of times people are going to want to do hammer fists or palm strikes. You can use your hands, but number one, it's not very difficult to just wind up and swing wild with your hand and break the board. Right? Number two, usually ends up stinging your hand a little bit. Our feet are generally tougher than our hands in most cases. So, try to kick with your front kick or your side kick first. Make sure that the board is just barely put together for the first, again, 25 times on the ground. Then I would say another 25 to 50 times holding it up. Second thing that we need to mention, obviously the board, like we said, which direction is important, but number two is how you hold. A lot of times parents will hold like this and my elbows are bent. Well, this creates a shock absorber effect. So when your ninja kicks, your arms are going to move. Most important thing is lock out those arms, right? And the center of our power is right in our hips. So imagine your belly button. You want to hold the board about belly button high of your ninja so that way they're able to develop and kick with the majority of their power. All right, so now we've put the board down, we've let them stomp on it 25 times. We've held the board up. Now we've let them kick through it 25 up to 50 times. Now, lock it a little bit further together. So it's still not locked all the way in. Do it another 50 times. After they've broken it over 100 times, now you can lock it together, right? By this time, they should have enough confidence that they know how to break the board, they know where to hit, that they can focus on delivering the most power right to that technique, right? Now, naturally, it's going to be okay to have a dominant side. We're all right side or left side dominant, so it's okay for your ninja to break on one side, but it doesn't hurt to practice on the other side if you're working on good focus and technique, by the way, right? So your ninja needs to break the board about 50 to 100 times before it gets locked all the way together to help develop their confidence. Parents, board holders, number one, making sure the direction, front kick, side kick, and lock those arms out nice and strong, right? If you're having any troubles or any challenges or there's just something that you didn't get, please stop by, ask me before or after class. We want the ninjas to be successful. We want you guys to bring the boards to class because we're going to be using them pretty often. Not necessarily every single class, but we want you to have them so that when we do use them, you're able to grab them and bring them out onto the floor real quick. Again, any questions, don't hesitate. Let me know. I'm here for your success. Have a great day.